Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction for One Piece chapter 1030, and I'm gonna start things off by saying, I will never lie to you all or like fake reacting to anything. Since going and starting to do the official release for these videos instead of doing the scanlations, I've generally been able to avoid spoilers pretty well. This week is one of those where I've seen some things in thumbnails, I've seen some things in titles from other people posting stuff. So again, it's not like I've read the chapter, I don't know everything, I'm assuming, but I may be like keyed into a little bit of stuff at least. But either way, it's one of those things where I've got to read it for myself and see what I think. I've seen a lot of people criticizing it, but again, I don't know exactly what happens. But I think there's been a lot of argument lately about like people acting like One Piece is above criticism, and I really dislike that because I still think that One Piece is by far probably the best manga that's ever been, just in terms of keeping a story going for this long with the level of coherence and purpose that it has. Um, but there are still things to critique, especially with Wano. Just my last discussion video on One Piece I did, there was a whole section about critiquing Wano because I do think Wano is the sloppiest arc ever in One Piece. And even then, that's not to say that it's my least favorite arc, it's just there are a lot of things that are sloppy about it. Because, I mean, despite it being sloppy, like, there's still a lot of art characters that I really like, a lot of subplots going on in Wano that I really like. So despite the messiness, it's like, there's still stuff going on I really like that would put it above like Reverse Mountain, where I'm like, yeah, it's whatever. There's good and bad. I think that's the thing with Wano. It's not that it's bad, it's just very inconsistent. But either way, I'll get into discussing that more. I think it's even good that I might know some things going into this, because now as I read, I always try to discuss things as much as possible as I read, but now I feel like I might have more to discuss as I read. But either way, let's see what we got. We have Brooke here in the color or cover frontispiece. Reader requests Brooke careful not to step on a line of army ants. All right, chapter 1030. Echoing the impermanence of all things. What a title. I'm guessing that you're a Navy spy. We have cave chamber. But that doesn't matter at this point. The only thing that matters now is whether you want to take out Kaido or not. We're finally seeing... What's it been, like 30-some, 40-some chapters since we've seen Apu and Drake? I'm not going to lie to you, though. This kind of lowers my opinion of Drake, because after we've seen how useless Apu's devil fruit is once you just block off your ears and stuff, and how easily Zoro dealt with him, like, Drake not just completely clapping and off-screening this guy lowers my opinion of Drake. By the time the dust settles on this battlefield, the winner will be at death's door, whoever it is. Finishing them off is going to be a piece of cake. So again, I do not feel the I don't feel the loyalty here. I don't see why Drake would want to go along with that. Then again, I guess if Kaido wins, Drake would want to go along with that because he wants to stop Kaido as a threat to the world. I guess that does make sense. And we have more numbers, who again, I don't care about. All the numbers we've seen so far have literally gotten one shot. What do you think? You want to join us and seize it all at the very end? Alright. And that's Zanki, Fuga, and Inbi. So I'm assuming 1, 2, and 3. We're not aligned with, because Fu and Zan. I guess In is 1. And sees it all at the very end. We're not aligned with anyone here. Why would we fight each other? I've heard enough. What makes you think I would trust you in any way? Let's not get into an argument about who's more trustworthy. I'm bringing this up because I think it would benefit us both. You'll never get an opportunity like this again. And it's weird. The third one, the one on the left here, looks just like the one of the samurai, I don't see it with the other two, but the one on the left looks just like one of the samurai that was with those with Yamato. Don't really see it with the other two though. I gotta say I like the one dude on the right's design though. He's just comical villain, but either way, yeah, I don't care about the numbers. You're just gonna get clapped. Inside the castle, first and second floor stairs. Hang in there, Komachio again. Hevo, and we see Hamlet. Hevo, but hurry before the fire catches up to us. Got Gazelle Man and Speed, best girl. Yay, it's a freakish monster. Huh? It's a leg monster. It's all legs. Okay, and this is what I heard about, that Kinemon was still living. Whoever you are, save me. Huh? Wait a second. What are you doing here? I know that's you, Kinemon. Who goes there? I'm Kinemon, searching for my friends. I am your friend. It's me, Usopp. Whoa, there's so much blood. Are you alright? He can't hear you, Usopp. His ears are over there. Oh yeah, identify yourselves, Poot. How do we do that? How about this? Ooh, did you just trace the crescent moon of the rebellion? Then I assume you must be a comrade, dude. Please hear me out. Yeah, again, okay. A lot of people, I'm assuming, were complaining about this. I think that's maybe why people didn't like the chapter. Maybe because Kinemon's still alive. I don't like it. I mean, it's not good. But I also, I don't want to say I don't care that much, but I'm going to borrow Hamlet. You take care of Tama. The people can't get enough of me. Many thanks, comrade, whoever you are. On the first floor, there's a ladder to the crawl space in the left tower as you face the castle. My friend is barely breathing and needs urgent help. So, again, here's the thing. I really like Kiku. So, from a personal standpoint, as somebody who really likes Kiku, I'm okay with Kiku being alive. For Kinemon, I think my issue is fake out deaths have always been bad. They've always been something that's happened, but they've still always been bad. It's not a good thing. Just because it's happened multiple times already doesn't make it a good thing. Pound surviving was completely egregious. His character's story went through an arc. It was really good and nice. Basically, the perfect little arc character, side character story, and it capped off with a good, meaningful death, and then Oda went and ruined it in cover pages. This isn't as bad as that, but I'm just saying these fake out deaths are terrible. And a big part of the problem, I think, here is Kinemon moving forward. You can argue that maybe him being there for Momonosuke is a better send-off to the character, but for me, I'm like, is there really a better send-off to the character than dying to protect the basically surrogate son of his? And I don't know. I don't know if there is a better send-off to the character than that. So that makes it disappointing. And also, to me, Kinemon still being alive just continues to make Kaido and the Beast Pirates look like an absolute joke. So that's, again, been one of my criticisms with Wano, is that Kaido and the Beast Pirate are complete losers. Like, their designs are probably the coolest enemy crew in the series. But it's like, compared to any other enemy crew in the series, they are super undeveloped and just really, really lame in practice. They are not threats at all. They are barely more of a threat than the new Fishman Pirates. For me, it used to be like every other crew, then a huge gap, then the new Fishman Pirates. But now that gap is smaller because you've got the Beast Pirates right there in between the new Fishman Pirates and literally every other crew. So again, it just makes it look like Kaido cannot, for the life of him, do any actual lasting, meaningful damage to somebody. Like, he's this big, brute Yonko, but in the end, what has he really done here? Hold on a bit longer, Kiku. I found some of our allies. It's hard to believe that I still live with my torso severed. After Sir Law cut me in two, perhaps I was never properly attached again. It's a miracle. If I can use this to save if I can use this to save Kiku's life, if nothing else. Answer me, Kanjuro. Is that the voice of the beheaded Orochi? But Kanjuro's dead already. And see, again, I don't I don't mind this being the excuse that Law didn't put him back together properly, because I might be wrong, but I'm pretty certain that Law didn't actually put him back together. The Straw Hats put him back together. So again, it's not good, but it has a logical explanation, and I don't care that much. It's not the worst fake-out death, not even close to the worst fake-out death. Yes, Lord Orochi. Okay, Kanjuro's alive too, apparently. He's still talking. I hate Kanjuro being alive. Because he said Kiku's attack was fatal before. He's been hit multiple times since then. Like, I think, again, the best way for his character to go out was that really beautiful scene of Kinemon taking him out. So, I don't know. This is, like, again, there comes a time to kill characters off. Especially, I get if it's like a really important character that people really care about, but keeping Kanjuro alive, I think, is like, why bother? You sound like you're on death's door, Kanjuro. Indeed, the curtains are closing. Well, you've done admirably. It was a splendid act. Your praise means everything to me, my lord. Can you hear the audience, how they cheer for you? For me? That's right, but alas, how galling, how vexing. Our ancestors await a proper theatrical encore. You must give it to them, Kanjuro. Depict the burning hatred of the Kurozumi clan. Who is the true victor? The enduring anger of the Kurozumis prowls the halls of the castle, heading deeper and deeper into the depths, until at the very bottom of it all you reach our burial crypt. Only you can lay our souls to rest, Kanjuro. As you wish. I shall perform my final dance. The glorious death of the Kurozumi clan. I like this thing that he drew. I do like that it's the amorphous blob like how Kanjuro was originally drawn in the flashback. Kazenbo. Don't touch it or you'll catch fire. So it looks like it's kind of see-through as well. What is that monster? Report, report. An enormous freakish apparition has appeared on the second floor of the castle. All I can do is build them up, bit by bit, says Momonosuke, desperately trying to poof out some flame clouds. The creature is passing through walls, gliding about like some kind of ghost. So it is like kind of see-through and it's catching things on fire. And then we see back down at the fire festival. The castle's now a sea of flames. We should hurry. There's no time to fight anymore. And we're back to Brooke and Robin. It looks like they're with some of the minks. Now, okay. Oh, this is exciting. If this is saying that these CP0 members are by them, this is exciting. And then, of course, we cut away. We got Marco, Izo, and Kawamatsu, who are still on the floor. Sanji fighting against Queen. Allies of Kozuki, Emperors of the Sea. All who put on airs will be brought low, and the other two big fights going on. Don't think I don't know Kaido. You've got that huge armory beneath the castle. All those weapons I had you create. Go and light them all up, Kanjuro. Blow it all, the kingdom come. And where are you, Fukudokuju? Still fighting Raizo, the forever fight. Get here so we can escape. This pyro war does not concern us. It's like Orochimaru versus Hiruzen or Sarutobi back in the Chunin exams where that fight went on for like 90 episodes. Young Master Yamato, where are you? And we get basically the same panel of Yamato again. The armory's on the bottom floor of the castle basement. I hope I can make it in time. Do whatever you can to slow the island's descent, Momonosuke. So again, it's kind of disappointing if Kanjuro is just alive to give this fire whatever apparition for Yamato to have somebody to fight. It's meh. I mean, I guess we need Yamato to do something, but Huh? Hikok sovereignty. Oh shit, and now we have Big Mom as well. We have a bunch of these pirates screaming. Alright. Mama, mama, ha ha ha. Let's start with the first one then. You're mine, kid. Hey, Trafalgar, have your powers awakened? I'm still not used to it, but I'll do it if I'm on my last legs. Okay, so he has awakening. What I'm thinking is, canonically, this has only got to be like a couple weeks or less removed from Dressrosa. If you've got Awakening, he probably should have used that when he was shot a bunch of times, or like had his arm cut off, or was really struggling with Doflamingo, who was like basically his arch nemesis. But the stamina consumption's extreme and it ensures I'll lose the battle. Same's true for me, but we're not getting anywhere like this. Okay, so if they use it, they're done basically. Use your last resort to back me up, unless they're just saying that and then they'll use it and they'll be fine. Kroom. Anesthesia. And then he stabs through Big Mom from behind. What? The penetration does nothing on its own. Instead, Kroom creates shockwaves from within. Shock wheel. And she's damaged from within. Mama, you're bleeding. Okay, so it is actually interesting, though, that he's able to do damage to her when we saw, like, back in Whole Cake, she was basically untouchable. You've really done it now, you little brat. Here, have some magnetism. A sign. Huh? I'm stuck to Mama. What's going on? Did I turn to a magnet? That makes sense. For, like, Paramecia Awakenings, we've seen that, like, it takes their ability and allows them to use their ability on things other than themselves. Hey, my weapon. Law's fruit is still all over the place in general, though. It's like, even without Awakening, it kind of felt like he should be able to do what he did. Look out. The tower's metal beams are becoming exposed. Huh? Get me out of here now, Trafalgar. Don't tell me what to do. Punk clash. And all the metal beams fly into Big Mom. Alright, weird way to end it. Yeah, so I don't mind the kid-in-law stuff. I still think Big Mom's got this. I really am not too worried about Big Mom for this. Them having Awakening, like I said, it's weird for Law to have it after not using it against Doflamingo, but it is what it is. Yamato versus the fire apparition, I guess, is whatever. I don't like Kanjuro being alive. I feel like sometimes you really just need to just kill off characters eventually. I get the Kurozumi clan storyline continuing and all that, and that kind of makes me okay with it, because again, the Kurozumi clan were wronged, and some of them did grow up as like innocent good children who became evil because of the way that their clan was treated, but I don't know. I guess it continues that story. It is what it is. Kinemon being alive, like I said, it doesn't bother me in the sense that it's a fake out death. All the fake out deaths are bad, but I don't care that much about this one in particular. I don't know. It makes sense. It's one of those things where it's not bad. I'm not gonna, well, I mean, it is bad. It's not bad enough to me personally that I'm gonna sit and complain about it, but it certainly isn't good. Kiku being alive again, same thing. I personally really like Kiku, so I'm all for her being alive, but at the same time, it's just kind of like, what's the point? And I've said that in the past too. Anytime there's a death, it's like, in One Piece, I don't get emotional anymore. I don't get attached anymore. I'm never like, oh my god, I'm so sad that this character's dying, because I assume any and all deaths are fake. Like Ashura Doji, like, you could totally kill off Ashura Doji. If the character polls have showed anything with the scabbards, for the vast majority of them, basically everyone but Kiku, nobody cares. You can kill them off, make it a good story, nobody cares. So you could totally kill off Ashura Doji. Don't think he's dead, because nobody dies. I have no reason to ever believe that anybody dies in One Piece. So again, that's an issue. I think the biggest issue, though, is not that it's a fake-out death, is that it continues to just make Kaido and the Beast Pirates look like chumps. Like, they've really failed at everything they have attempted from this entire arc. Like, especially just compared to coming off the Big Mom Pirates, who were so developed and presented as such a threat. It's like, these guys are nothing. The Beast Pirates are a joke. Like, the only ones left, basically, are just Kaido, King, and Queen, and I really feel like there is no chance they're losing to Luffy, Sanji, Zoro at this point. So again, I think the CP0 stuff could be interesting. I want to get into that stuff. Just, yeah, I don't know. Wano is just such a mixed bag. I think another issue, if I'm talking about criticisms here too, is that we spent this chapter, a big criticism I've had, this arc is like over 120 chapters long, but I feel like less has happened overall. There's less dense content than even Dressrosa. Dressrosa was shorter, and I feel like more things happened that were important. And even then, I complained in Dressrosa where there were chapters towards the end where like nothing happened, and yet I still feel like overall the content density was higher there. There's a lot of chapters all throughout Wano where we'll have multiple chapters like of just build up to something, and then the thing actually gets off-screened or just skimmed over. And I think that's an issue here, where like this chapter, we're just doing the same thing we've did for 90% of Wano. It's just this character runs here, that character runs there, and then when they get to that place, do we really get to see what they're doing? Not really half the time. 90% of the chapter is just, or 90% of the arc is just moving characters from place to place without actually accomplishing anything. Like last chapter was really good because Killer actually accomplished something. Somebody actually did something. But again, this chapter, it's just moving pieces around for the most part. So I'm just like, at this point, the arc has been this long. I guess that's another issue with the fake out deaths. The arc has been this long. I don't want to waste a whole chapter talking about like Kinemon and Kiku and stuff when they could have been dead. Kanjuro could have been dead, and we could just move on. We can finish out the Sanji and Queen fight, finish out the Zoro and King fight, and then finish out the main fight. But instead we have chapters like, again, I'm sorry, I don't care about the numbers. They've all been one-shot so far. I don't care about Apu. I feel like Drake should have just clapped him. Like I think Drake is one of my favorite characters. He's like top 20 for me, but again, it makes me think a little less of him that he didn't just clap Apu. Like, Apu is nothing from the way he's been presented. So yeah, I don't know. I struggle with Wano a lot of weeks. And I think that since everybody else is talking about criticism, this is a great time to get everything off my chest in terms of just struggling with Wano some weeks, where it's like, I struggle to care about a lot of this. I want to move on. I want to see the Zoro-Sanji fight. The Zoro and Sanji fights. I want to see those. I want to get to the end of the arc. I want to see what CP0 is doing and the government ships coming in. I want to get to Big Mom's crew eventually. They've just been MIA. Like, I don't need 30 more chapters just talking about this character's running here, that character's running there. We've got more Kanjuro. Kanjuro can draw everything except his last breath. Like, I struggle with this. Yamato showing up out of nowhere, then not being developed whatsoever for 40 chapters, and then when we finally get a flashback, we get that. It's kind of a rehash of a lot of Tama's story, and then again we just have Yamato off-screened or doing nothing, just running from place to place. Like, we could have just spent this chapter, if we had more focus, just have Kanjuro make the fire creature, and then get Yamato to the bombs, to the fire creature. Start finishing up that. Start finishing up one of the big 3 fights that are still going on. Like, just start finishing up something. I feel like I read this chapter, and I've talked about it for 25 minutes. But yeah, we learned that some characters that were dead are alive. To me, that doesn't progress the arc any. To me, if anything, that regresses the arc. That takes us backwards. We had already moved past what those characters were doing. This chapter just takes things backwards. It doesn't progress anything at all for me. It doesn't solve anything. And not every chapter needs to, but I don't know. I'm really getting tired and frustrated with Wano. It's sloppy and all over the place. So yeah, either way, a critical thing, again, I don't think the chapter was terrible. I think a lot of things that a lot of people are complaining about are not going to be what I was complaining about. But I think the overall arc as a whole has some serious issues. That's basically my complaint. But either way, that's it. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you thought of the chapter, what you thought of my thoughts and reaction. We can also talk on Twitter if you want to follow there, or on Discord if you want a link to the server. It's free and open for anyone. And if you would like to support the channel on Patreon, it is patreon.com/Haku of the tubes, or a link will be in the description. But either way, that's it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.